Breaking tonight, Ted Cruz and the anti-Trump movement are pulling out all the stops to keep Trump from winning Indiana this Tuesday. But is it working? Most polls show the Donald up in Indiana, where a Trump win would all but secure the Republican nomination. Here to break it all down is the director of the Center for Politics at the University of Virginia, Mr. Crystal Ball himself, Larry Sabato. I love saying that about you, Larry, because I don't know if people know this, but you've got an incredible record. And I want to say a couple of things here. Okay, just so the viewer knows this. In 2008, you correctly predicted Barack Obama would win the presidency in a near landslide. You accurately predicted 98% of Senate, House, and governor winners in 2006, 2008, 2010. What, do you got a connection up there? What's the deal with you, Larry?
What little money I have, Judge, goes to paying off these higher authorities. But you're very kind, and I appreciate that. Well, like anybody else in this business, we've had our share of hits and misses.
Ah, yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. And the politicians as well. Anyway, all right, you think Indiana's a real horse race. What's going to happen?
You know, if you had asked me, Judge, I don't know, 3 weeks ago, I would have said to you flatly that Cruz would win it. It was a state, it's not as good for him as Wisconsin, but it was pretty good. And then Donald Trump did extremely well in New York, absolutely stomped in Pennsylvania, cleaned the clocks of Cruz and Kasich in the other Northeast and Midwestern states. I would say, honestly, this has become one of those rare, true toss-ups. In other words, it isn't as favorable to Cruz as it once was. Now, some things have gone in his favor. Other things have not.
All right, so let's talk about the things that may not have gone in Cruz's favor, okay? This Cruz-Kasich alliance makes me crazy. And, I mean, it's almost as though they're looking down on the little people and saying, we'll decide, you just let us decide. And Cruz says Kasich is out of it, and Kasich says, what are you talking about? I'm in it. It was botched. It was a mess. It sent the wrong message. I think it backfired. What do you think?
Number one, the Cruz-Kasich alliance fell apart in 6 hours. I counted them.
Over pancakes, no less.
Yeah, over pancakes, absolutely. And look, you're right about one thing. There's no question that this plays into Donald Trump's theme that the establishment's out to get him. Well, you've got proof, at least for the 6 hours that the alliance lasted.
Okay, so then let's move on. Now you've got Cruz, who announces a VP candidate. He isn't even on track to get the nomination, and if he does, it will only be at the convention. I don't think that's going to happen. And I mean, who does that? And my understanding is it was done once, and the candidate lost. I mean, a friend of mine said something like, you know, that's like not being in the playoffs and announcing your starting lineup or something, or team.
What happened to the Secretary of State, Secretary of Treasury, Attorney General? I mean, he could have gone ahead and announced the cabinet. Look, I understand why he did it. What it's done, Judge, is double the number of people in Indiana who can attract loads of media to praise Ted Cruz and attack Donald Trump, meaning now Ted Cruz has a partner in this, Carly Fiorina. The downside is she didn't get many votes when she was in the race. I don't think you can transfer votes you didn't get. I don't think suddenly she's become more popular than she was when she was running.
Right. She's okay. Let's talk about that. She has one delegate. By the way, there is no question. She is smart. She is articulate. The public saw her, and the public didn't buy it. But I think even more important is, you know, Indiana lost jobs, correct? Manufacturing state, correct? All right. Isn't she the queen of outsourcing? Is that going to fly in Indiana? Did they think this one through?
If there are any Hewlett-Packard employees who move to Indiana, I'm pretty sure they won't be voting for Ted Cruz or the Cruz-Fiorina ticket. Oh. Yeah, I mean, there are some downsides there, too. And you're right, Indiana cares about jobs. That tends to be the #1 issue, at least among people participating in the Republican primary.
Okay, and then the other piece is, you know, looking forward to California. I mean, Carly, you know, for all the good things you could say about her, lost in California. Again, that Hewlett-Packard thing huge out there. I mean, was Cruz, does Cruz just think that he can get some attention and at the end of the day, you know, say, you know, we've got a woman who can fight with Hillary?
I think that's really at the base of it. I've got a woman who can say things about Hillary that a man can't say, although I'm not really sure that's true anymore. And look, when Carly Fiorina lost in 2010 to Barbara Boxer, she packed up and left. In fact, there was a big dispute about her not paying her debts to various campaign vendors for that Senate race in 2010. So, I just don't think there are many votes to transfer there. That's not to say she, as you said, she's a very sharp person. She was a great debater. Right. There are a lot of things that you can say about her, but this is all about votes now.
You got it. Larry Sabato, thanks for being with us tonight.
Thank you, Judge.
And